Hello and welcome back. Alright, so I did some digging, and just so you know, if you're coming to this video to watch a to-do app, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description because this was actually part of a much larger video, but I was unable to do some of the aspects of this application, primarily because React is still very new to me. And I decided to do something really complex as my first project, and quite honestly, I learned quite a bit from it. Now, at the end of the previous video, if you just don't want to watch it, or if you did watch it, we had a problem with, or rather I had a problem with the to-do app not actually rendering my elements inside of my arrays, which is right here. The reason why this is actually because the React DOM works as a virtual DOM. In order to render anything with React, you have to load the virtual DOM. So, I spent some time searching around the web, and to be honest, nothing helped. I went to Stack Overflow, I went to the React forums, nothing helped. And then I went, wait a minute, it's not loading because I'm not re-rendering it. That's the reason why it's not loading. So I just decided to copy and paste my render method from all the way down here into underneath the switch statement. And that worked. That did it. That was what I needed. I also removed the unnecessary properties list that I had in here. Now, another thing that I needed to do was I needed to actually iterate over the items. I couldn't just say one inside of the list element because it would have just put all the names into that one list element. I needed to actually map out the different names via a while method or a for loop. But luckily, with the inclusion of ECMA 6, we have something called map. And as you can see here, I am just doing this on every single one of these. And what it's doing is it's mapping the arrays to the element and returning that as the inserted HTML. To recount, what I did was I literally just copied and pasted this, and I used a function to map the names to the indexes. Now, if you want to see it in action, and the reason why it's not working here is because, once again, they've switched it. See, this needs to go in order, and for some odd reason they like to put jQuery at the very bottom and then React DOM at the top. For some odd reason it gets mixed up in the order. So if I just go in here and put in jQuery, and then I put in React, and then I put React DOM, and then save and close, this will pop up. Yeah, see? Okay. So all I did was map, and I copied and pasted that. And that would have been the end of the video. But I wanted to release another coding video this week, and so this is it. This was the end of it. That's all I really wanted to do was add this. Now, there's a few other cosmetic things I'm going to do here pretty shortly. I want to show you that this is in fact working. So we're just going to put some random stuff in here, and then we're going to put some more random stuff in here. Okay? Right. So the first thing that I actually want to do is I want to clear this text out. Now, I believe I can just grab this Oh, wait. No. No. Let's move my mic a bit so I can actually see my keyboard. So, I believe I can just do text dot HTML and then put an empty string. And that should provide me with... No? No, okay. Let's try that again. No? Okay, fine. Fine. Val. There we go. I knew one... See, I have a hard time figuring out which one of them actually does what, because you can use them for very much the same purposes, but whenever you get into the semantics of using them, it gets very confusing. So, between the probably 20 different languages that I know, remembering that minute detail is kind of difficult for me. Okay, so now that we've cleared the text, we need to prettify this. So, if I remember correctly, let's see, we got a div, ol, and list. So, let's go in here. This is to-do lists. Ol and li, and then list style none. Right? Bingo. Okay. Now this won't reload because I'm not constantly changing the JavaScript. The only time that this will actually reload is if the CSS change is very huge, if I change an element on the page. So this should actually stay the same. So, number one, we're going to make all the text white. Okay. Now it's disappeared, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sync up these different colors here. And this is where I'm going to change the background color for this box, because I actually want this to be colorful. I don't want this to have just a border. So we're going to come up here. No, stop it. And we're going to say background. What's a good color? Let's do RGBA, and we will go with oh, that's right. Where is main? There's main. Huh. Let's try a linear gradient. Alright, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and get rid of the border, because we don't need that anymore. I don't like the degree of that. Whoa, what the? Okay, that looks good. And then let's go ahead and tidy up these corners. Now, here's the problem. We need... This is the parent, so this should be where it matches. Yeah, okay. So now I just need to find the class name. Actually, I might just be able to add BT and danger to it. That would make things simple. Yeah, there we go. That made things simple. Okay, so we can go back and then we can just put in the same thing as before. That's primary. And then BTN success. And then BTN warning. There we go. That looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so form control. That looks better. And add a border radius of, see, that looks like they're going with 3 pixels. There we go. Everything looks nice and pretty. And of course we should go ahead and do some styling to this title. Title. Okay, since this is above main, I'll go ahead and target above main. This will probably knock out like all the CSS below it, depending on how fast. Okay. Let's go grab our font from Google Fonts. Google Fonts. What do I like? I don't like serif. I usually like monospace or handwriting. That looks good, but it also looks like it'd be hard to see. That looks like a better version of it. So we'll click on that, and we will do @import. Go ahead and copy that. And then go ahead and copy that. Okay. I actually think that would look good on all of them. So let's go ahead and target the body and put that on all of them. Body is not a class. Ew. Ew. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. Input. Main to-do list. Font size to REM. Okay, so I am wrong about that. Oh wait, actually no, I'm not wrong about that. I'm just not targeting the correct one. Yeah, I just wasn't targeting the right one. So I can go ahead and get rid of that, because the input class is actually a bit more. And these are the buttons. So the buttons are inside of the input div. Let's go ahead and target the button. Put it there. Go. Font size 32 pixels. That'll probably. Nope. Okay. There we go. Nice big flat text. And except for like a super small screen, I suppose I can just change the size of the text for a smaller screen and just have this take up a whole screen. Alright, so there's one thing I want to add into this video, but I'm gonna save it for the next video. We have our to-do app. In all basic intents and purposes, we have our to-do app. However, I would like to, number one, fix the scaling size, and number two, while we can add things, we cannot remove things. Now, I do have a few ideas on this. I believe that if I used this along with a clickable action, I would be able to remove that from the array, but I don't know if I could reference the array in that way, because I would need to actually pop the value, and I'm not sure if JavaScript has a pop function, because I know that in Ruby it exists. You can target the index directly and just take it off the array. I know you can do that in Python, but I haven't really tried to do that in JavaScript, so I'm not sure if that doesn't or it does exist. So that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. If you have any ideas on how to do what I am suggesting, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. If you have a suggestion for the next video, go ahead and let me know, and I'll think about doing it. Maybe I'll probably go ahead and do it. I'll probably go ahead and do it, just to be honest. But yeah, go ahead and leave that down in the comments. As always, I'll see you next time.